Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be fun to share with you some updates, like garden updates and stuff like that around our little homestead, and then just share with you some pretty views outside and stuff like that now that it is summer. I just love to take the camera along and film beautiful little clips of the flowers we have growing and our garden and stuff like that. It's really fun. And then I also have a little thrift haul to share with you as well, so it's just going to be kind of like a vlog of garden cooking and sharing with you some new finds that I recently found. So I hope that you enjoyed this casual style video. We're also going to be adding some things to our outdoor little patio area and spending some time out there, so I'm super excited for that, and I hope you enjoy coming along for it, and we will get right on into it. On Saturday we went to a couple thrift stores. We went to Grandma's Attic and Vet City. I know a few of y'all are familiar with those stores. I'll share with you the Grandma's Attic find first, because this is the set of dishes that I'm most excited about. It's this really beautiful set of this like blue-green transferware, and it was this whole stack, and this was all so reasonably priced for the gravy boat and the little tray. It was $4. And I just think this is such a beautiful set. I love transferware. You all know if you watch my videos, and I don't have any that is in this color. I've seen it a lot, but since this was all priced so well, I decided to pick it up. I think I'm going to include it in that big hutch, because I just think this color would be really pretty to incorporate it in there. And the little saucers, let's see, it came with 4 saucers. They were 70 cents each. And I'll give you a close-up of the design. It's so pretty. And then this is what the stamp looks like on the back. So for 70 cents each, I thought this color would be a really beautiful addition to that hutch. These 2 large bowls were $1.50 each. They have lots and lots of crazing. They do say England on the bottom. The same stamp is on these. So yeah, I just love this little set. I thought it was gorgeous, and I had to pick it up, like I said, for such a good price. And then the next thing I brought home from Grandma's Attic is something I have been on the hunt for and wanted to find at a thrift store for 2 or 3 years now. I've always looked for one of these, and I have never been able to find a flower frog. I always see the glass ones. I've seen hundreds of glass flower frogs, but I've never seen one of these little, at least not for an affordable price. I probably have seen it like at an antique store or something. But I have just held out because I really wanted to find one like at a yard sale or thrift store or something like that, and I finally found one for $3.50. and I know it seems silly, but I just love when people decorate with these, and I've seen so many cute ideas of different little things that you can prop up in these and use in your vintage decor. I want to put like a little postcard or a picture or something like that and stick it on one of my bookshelves or something, because I feel like I have a lot of vintage like sheet music and little note cards and pieces like that that I've picked up over the years, and this is just the perfect little way to display them. And then you can also change it out seasonally, and I also love that it's in this really pretty green color, so it goes for every season. And then the very last thing we got from Grandma's Attic is this little cup and saucer set for only $2, and I thought that was a really good price. I don't think that they exactly go together, but they still look really pretty together because they do have different stamps. The saucer is the Locks of Scotland design, and this is a Liberty Blue little teacup, so they don't exactly match, but they still look really pretty together. And I have lots of Liberty Blue saucers that can go with this teacup, so that's why I decided to go ahead and get it. And it still looks really pretty in a hutch. We also picked up these 2 brass candlestick holders. This one is super tiny. It was $1.99, and it's just so cute. I have several that will kind of go with this. And then we picked up this larger one, and it was $3.99. I always like to get these when I see them. I can either add them to the shop or I can add them to my candlestick collection. Either way, whatever I decide to do with them, but they're just really good to have, and when I see them for a good deal, I love to pick them up, so we did grab these. I also still have lots, I think 2 different sets of brass candlestick holders that are available over on Poshmark, so if you are in need of any, definitely check that out. And if you didn't know, I did recently start, my husband and I started a online vintage shop. It is over on Poshmark, and it has been so fun to be able to share vintage items with some of you who maybe can't find the pieces or don't have time to go out hunting for them. I love being able to hunt and find the items and then get to share them with you. We have been wanting to like open up a antique booth or something like that for so many years, and when we finally decided to do it back last year, we could not find a booth available for rent anywhere in our area, and one still has not come available for us to rent, like I said, over a year later. So that is why we decided to open up the online store, because again, we just love to thrift, we love to find these items. So I'm so thankful for those of you who have wanted to support it and to purchase anything on there and support our little dream. It really means so much. We found these at Vet City. It is this set of, I've never actually seen these before, this set of little saucers, which is so beautiful to us. So it did include 3. They have lots of crazing. And they were just so pretty. So we are going to be adding those to the shop, so keep an eye out for those. And then I also found this. I found this right when we were about to leave. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a pretty teapot. I love blue and white teapots. I found one at Goodwill like a year or 2 ago, and it's still one of my most favorite little teapots that I've ever collected. And when I saw this one, I just knew I had to get it. I believe it is a blue willow little teapot, and this is what it looks like. I cannot believe that it's not cracked or chipped anywhere, because it is covered in beautiful crazing, and it is just a very, very fragile old piece, so I couldn't believe that it was still all intact. And on the bottom it says Sadler, England, and it is engraved on the bottom. And then there's a look at what the little inside looks like. I need to clean it up and wash it really good, but I was super excited about this find. And since I do already have a blue and white teapot, like I mentioned, I am going to be adding this to the shop if any of y'all are interested. And that is everything that we found on our little outing this weekend. Super thankful to have found some beautiful little pieces, and now I'm going to share with you some more things around the house. We're gonna, like I said, do a little refresh to the patio, and then I'm also going to be sharing a recipe, so I hope you enjoy. I wanted to share with you a quick look at the pieces that are now up and available on the shop, along with a few other goodies that I have also picked up since I filmed this video. So several new things, and I'm very excited about them, and it's so fun, and I'm really thankful that it ended up turning out this way, where we opened the online store instead of getting the antique booth like I mentioned, because it is so exciting to me knowing that you all, my viewers here on this channel, are the one that get to shop from these pieces and the ones that get to enjoy them. So you not only get to like go along with me as I hunt and find for the pieces and like come along for the process, and then if you end up wanting to add one of the treasures to your own home, it just makes it so exciting. And I feel like it was meant to work out that way, because it's just like a lot, I feel like a lot more of a connection to the pieces, knowing that you are the ones who get to enjoy them and all of that. And I'm also going to share with you how I styled a few of the things that I kept for this hutch and how they turned out. So like I said, I will have that linked below if y'all are interested. But again, thank you so much for all of your continued support. I thought I would share with you where I put a few of the pieces that I thrifted this week in this china cabinet. I added those transferware dishes down here at the bottom. I love my little vintage clocks, so I thought that they looked pretty kind of paired with them. And then I still have all my flags and summer decor out, but it also matches this piece back here. This is just a lid that came off of an old soup tureen, and I got it for I think $1 or $2 at a thrift store because I thought it was really pretty, and these dishes match it perfectly. So I thought that they paired well together in here. And then there's the little gravy boat. I need something to go over here and like fill in this space, and I've been going through all my dishes and things and I haven't found the perfect thing yet, but I like how it's looking in here, and I think it adds the prettiest pop of color. Now let's head out to the garden. I haven't shared the garden with y'all since I think back in May, early May, and it has grown so much. Last time the little tomato plants were so tiny, and we are finally getting tomatoes in. So these right here are the chocolate cherries. We're gonna make a recipe with these tonight, and then I'm also gonna make the same recipe using some of these cherry tomatoes, these little orange ones, and just make a yummy little pasta salad. So stay tuned for that. And I'm just gonna give you a little look around at everything. We did harvest all of our onions. We had to go ahead and pull them because it has been so wet. We've had so much rain, and if we didn't, we were afraid they were gonna start to rot in the ground because it's been so muddy down there every single day. We've also had to go ahead and harvest our potatoes because of the same reason and all of that. So I'll share with you what those look like in a few clips in a minute. But I'm super happy with our onions, and we also had a few red ones. They didn't do as well. We only got like 2 big red onions, so we're gonna try those again next year and hopefully they do better. But the peppers are thriving. They're doing so good, and I'm gonna make some stuffed bell peppers soon. Maybe I could share that in a recipe. They're a little bit different than your regular stuffed bell peppers, so I might share a recipe on that with some of these because I need to start using these in recipes. But now I'll give you a little garden haul. Here's a look at this morning's garden haul. It's so crazy to think that we're already in full-fledged pepper season. It feels like we just harvested the last of our peppers from last year. We even still have some in the freezer, but we're already getting so many peppers in. So we have just some green bell peppers. We grew a mix this year of some like purple and red ones as well, and then we have so many banana peppers. This bowl is overflowing, and I think I'm gonna maybe pickle these. We like to have them on pizzas and sub sandwiches and things like that, and so I think that would be a good way to preserve the ones that we're not going to take to the farmer's market. So any that I have left over, I'm just gonna pickle those maybe either today or tomorrow, and then like I said, the rest we'll take to the market. And then so many tomatoes. These are the chocolate cherries, and they are delicious. I'm so glad that we tried those this year. And then we just have our little yellow ones and our little tiny red ones. We also have some okra in there, and also a couple little jalapenos, and then a zucchini, an onion, and then our first large tomato. and I'm excited to try it. Once it fully ripens, we went ahead and got it. That way the birds wouldn't get it, because our first few, the birds have already got. So we went ahead and picked that, and we'll let it finish ripening in here. And then we also harvested all of our onions, and this is just one that I brought inside for right now, but I'll take you outside and share with you all of them. We went ahead and pulled them. Here's a look at some more of our onions. We've been using them a lot already, but the ones that we haven't used yet, we're gonna let cure underneath this covered barn area, and that just means they're gonna dry out really well so that they can be stored and they won't mold. And then here's a look at our potatoes. This is the biggest red one that we had, and then I'll show you one of the really good sized yellow ones. We're just so excited for these, and we're letting those cure underneath that covered barn area as well, before we put them in burlap bags and put them in the basement. Next, I'm going to bring you over to our little parsley patch, and we're going to harvest some of this, bring it inside and wash it, and then get it going in the dehydrator. I love having dehydrated parsley. It's so good in lots of different recipes, and then it also just adds a really nice color. Dried parsley doesn't have that much flavor, but I really love the color of it, and to mix it with some other herbs that I have for recipes. So I love to dehydrate some and then also use it fresh in salads and pastas. There's so many things you can add it to, and it's just one of my favorite herbs. So I always get questions too about these little garden boxes, so I thought I would mention that we just made these out of old windows, and we have a few different ones throughout our flower beds and just around the house, but they not only keep the chickens out, because if not, all my herbs would be dug up from the chickens, so it keeps them out. It also keeps them protected from the weather, so when we have that really strong rain and wind that loves to knock over my flowers and herbs and things like that, it keeps them out of the weather. And then it also protects from like a frost, so it's kind of like a cold frame, and you can grow things in winter in this because it just keeps it protected from the elements. So we have really loved those. We were gifted a whole bunch of those old window frames that someone was taking out of an old house, and they asked us if we wanted them, and so it's been the perfect thing to use them all up for. And I just feel like it helps things grow so much better because it also holds in the moisture, and it's just like a little mini greenhouse, so it helps things to really grow well. So anyway, that is what those little that's what those little window boxes are that you will often see in my videos. And now we're gonna get going on some supper. So I'm gonna make this that I've shared on my channel before. It's a sheet pan roasted veggie dish. So I'm gonna use some squash and zucchini and onion, all from the garden, and then just season it with salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and then I also love paprika. I just feel like it really adds a really nice flavor, some smoked paprika. And then we're also gonna make a pasta salad using those cherry tomatoes and some red onion from the garden and some gluten-free rotini noodles. I'm so thankful for gluten-free noodles because I can still enjoy those delicious pasta salad recipes. There's not much that I miss being gluten-free, but certain pasta dishes is one thing that I'm really thankful they have a very easy substitution for, to just get the gluten-free pasta, because I do really enjoy this in the summertime, and then like baked ziti and things like that, lasagna, so I'm thankful for those. I went gluten-free 2 years ago in order to try to cure all of my stomach problems that I had dealt with my whole life, and oh my goodness, I can't even imagine if I hadn't tried this and if I still felt the way that I felt before. I'm just so thankful that I decided to do it. But I had to give y'all a close-up of these chocolate cherry tomatoes because the inside of them is just this most beautiful, rich, dark purple color, and they are so sweet. And this was the first time I had sliced into one, so I was just like, they're so beautiful, and I had to show you. So here's what the pasta salad looks like. I added some feta cheese. I'll leave the recipe for this down below. It's really simple. And then we also had a baked potato with it, and we paired this all with some steaks, and the steaks were from our neighbor who's a farmer and raises fresh beef, so we were super excited to try those. I wish I would have got a video clip of our whole meal together, but we were just really ready to eat, so I didn't even pull out the camera and remember to get a clip of it. But It was so good, and I will have all those recipes linked down below. And now I'm going to share with you putting together our beautiful new rocking chairs that are from Labona. I will have them linked down below. They did reach out and want to send us these rocking chairs for a review, and I just can't even describe my excitement. I've always dreamed of having just rocking chairs on a front porch or a back porch. It's so cozy and so comfy to sit outside in a rocking chair out in the country. There's just something so peaceful and comforting about it. So I was absolutely, like I said, so excited to get these. My husband and I put them together. They were super simple to assemble, and they were so kind to give me a coupon code to share with you all. You can use the code Miranda15 for 15% off of anything on their website. They have really nice outdoor furniture, chairs, and so much more, and we have just been loving these so much ever since we got them, and now I just cannot wait for our next cookout so that the family can come over and enjoy them all out here on our little patio. It's the next morning, and I wanted to show y'all the chairs in better daylight. These are so incredible. They're nicer than we ever would have imagined. They're not only just huge and sturdy, but they're just so beautiful, and I feel like they're gonna hold up and last for such a long time. I definitely want to order covers for these too. I think I'm going to do that today because they've only been out here one night and they're already getting dirty just because this isn't a covered patio. So they have got rained on, and then it's also under a pine tree, so sap will get on them and stuff like that, and then bird droppings and stuff like that, and I want to keep them really nice, so I'm going to order covers. And then I also think we're going to put them maybe on the other side of this patio, because over here we have this beautiful set. We were thinking the rocking chairs would look better on this side because they're a lot bigger, and then you could sit right here, and then while you're rocking you could look out to the view. So I think we're going to move them over here and then put these where the rocking chairs are, just because they're shorter and you can like see over them better, if that makes sense, and it just seems like a better layout. So we're going to do that this weekend, but I wanted to share with y'all what they looked like all set up this morning. I'm so in love with them. That's going to be it for today's little summer vlog. I really hope you enjoyed spending a little time together today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in my very next one. Bye, friends.